Greetings, hard and heavy music fans. My name is Donte, and welcome to the very first video for the Haystack. 2020 is a new year, but before we get into the new releases of 2020, let's take a look at my 10 favorite albums of 2019. Starting at number 10 is a band I didn't even expect to make my favorite album list, let alone in the top 10, and that is Stray from the Path with their album Internal Atomics. I was introduced to the band through their 2017 record, Only Death Is Real, an okay but mostly forgettable new metalcore record. Fast forward 2 years, and Internal Atomics is an upgrade in almost every way. Better grooves, better production, stronger lyrics. It's a rapcore record that even haters of rapcore could even get into, and it's filled with plenty of politically charged energy to get a mosh pit going. At number 9 is electronic rock band Starset with their album Divisions. Starset has quickly rose to mainstream rock prominence with their blend of hard rock, orchestral elements, electronic music, and most importantly, god-dang hooks. Starset frontman Dustin Bates might be the current king of catchy choruses, and new record Divisions is the deepest record of quality hook writing that the band has shown to date. The instrumentals on this record are no slouch either, as the band's further built on their layered musical backdrops, and have even gone into some genty metalcore territory, keeping things interesting for all sorts of guitar music fans. Coming in at number 8 is post-rock shoegaze proggy boys Astronaut with their new self-titled record. Astronaut draw from the best of their various musical influences while avoiding the pitfalls of each and every one. Atmospheric wall of sound production is kept interesting with prominent guitars and drums. The vocals are emotive and reverb drenched, but don't go into that whiny territory that ruins a lot of post-hardcore tinged music. And the songs are long enough to cover different themes in each, but they aren't so long that they overstay their welcome. Astronaut may soon become a darling of prog nerds everywhere, and they can continue building on their current body of work and continue to diversify and build on their current sound. Coming in at number 7 is Shadow of Intent with their new record, Melancholy. The symphonic deathcore outfit has released their best album yet, by leaning harder into their orchestral stylings and inviting more melody into the mix. Vocalist Ben Doer adds a raspy, clean vocal into the mix, which allows for hooks among his powerful growls and shrieks. And this gives the band an increased level of accessibility that extreme metal band normally would not have. All these elements allow Melancholy to have many memorable moments on it, and gives it more staying power than Shadow of Intent's previous works. At number 6 is English death metalers Venom Prison with their record Samsara. With this record, Venom Prison make the case that you can stand out as a band without necessarily having to reinvent the wheel, as long as you polish that wheel to a mirror shine. That said, the band does go into some ear-pricking forays into grind, hardcore, and even melody that keep things interesting amongst their ballistic death metal assault. Venom Prison are one of the fastest rising acts in extreme metal for good reason, and Samsara is proof of that. A lesser-known band graces my number 5 spot, and that's Swedish stoner rockers Skräkodlen with their album Eorp. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This band's brand of stoner rock leans heavily into progressive territory, similar in a way somewhat reminiscent of Baroness, while remaining catchy and accessible with some punchy production to make the guitars, and especially the drums, stand out crisp and clear. Skräkodlen have a keen ear for melody that makes the work stand out, guitars and vocals both, and I can't even understand what they're saying most of the time because most of their lyrics are in Swedish. Also, the track from this record, Creature of Doggerland, is my favorite song of 2019. Just give that one alone a listen, and you'll be clamoring for the rest of the band's discography. These guys deserve way more attention than they currently have. Number 4 on my list is back to a familiar name for a lot of metal fans, and that's Soilwork with their album Verkleitenten. Verkleitenten was the first album of 2019 that I heard that I knew would be an album of the year contender, and Soilwork does that by doing what Soilwork does best: melody-infused metal with driving headbanging riffs and soaring arena-level choruses. The album can get nasty with mosh-worthy tracks like Bleeder to Spoiler, or be radio-friendly with tracks like lead single Stolfagel. Front to back, Verkleitenten doesn't have a weak track on it, and makes for a strong addition to Soilwork's discography. Getting into my top 3 of 2019 now, and at number 3 is the infamous Infant Annihilator with their album The Battle of Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth. This is technical deathcore at its finest. IA showcase how much of a boom adding hardcore influences the tech death can be. The bonkers guitar virtuosity is balanced with nasty pit-fuel grooves, which keep the listener from getting overwhelmed or bored with an overuse of noodly sweet picking. That said, Infinite Annihilator's techie parts are hooks within themselves. It's technicality for entertainment, not for self-indulgence. It's a hard balance to pull off, but IA seem to pull that off with seeming ease, making the Battle of Yaldabaoth one of the best deathcore records of recent years. Coming in at number 2 of 2019 is Chicago's Immortal Bird with their album Thrive on Neglect. Immortal Bird pulled from a variety of influences: black metal, grind, prog, groove metal. You want to call them one genre, but then they show you over and over again why that genre tag doesn't exactly fit. Best I can sum them up as is if Emperor started listening to a lot more Gojira. And even that doesn't exactly explain it. Thrive on Neglect holds 7 blistering tracks that rarely let up on the intensity, but have enough groove and dynamics to them to keep the listener from getting overwhelmed or bored. Not much sounds like Immortal Bird, and they're definitely a band to keep an eye on for the future. Closing the list out, my number 1 album of 2019 is Whitechapel's The Valley. All the years of experimenting and venturing away from their deathcore origins has finally paid off for Whitechapel. The Valley finds its strength within its diversity. It holds straight-up deathcore tracks like Forgiveness is Weakness, fully melodic works like Hickory Creek, groove metal headbangers like Brimstone and Black Bear, and tracks that blend all these elements together like When a Demon Defiles a Witch and Third Death. Despite going down so many style routes, each song stands as a banger compared to its fellow tracks, maintaining a high level of quality throughout the whole record. It's a strong representation of not only Whitechapel's growth, but of the state of modern metal as well, blending a lot of modern metal styles all together into one cohesive package, making it my number 1 album of 2019. At least it's a top album for me. If you want to see my full top 40 list of the best albums of 2019, you can view it at thehaystackmusic.wordpress.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at _haystack. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe. Peace, love, music, and I'll see y'all next time.